if you have two quarterbacks, you don't have one at all.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and jump right into that. First, let's go ahead and start with the quarterback. Now, obviously, we do have a QB1 scenario here with Devin Dampier. They have Bert Icklin as the second option, Kane Archer, and Michael Johnson Jr. as the fourth. What are your thoughts on the QB room? Do you think this one's pretty laid out, pretty spot on, or
this one is pretty laid out? You know, before the show, you said something that was a great point, and it's if you have two quarterbacks, you don't have one at all. The good news is the University of Utah has one quarterback. We got a clear-cut number one in Devin Dampier. He's proven. Obviously, he's a fantastic dual-threat quarterback. He can throw the ball up the field. He can make you pay with his legs. This is a pivotal time for the Utah offense because as Morgan Scalley takes over as head coach, you got new assistants coming in. The roster's being reshaped, and guys are going to have a chance to really prove what they can do on the field. Under the new offensive coordinator, Kevin McGiven, he's going to give players a chance to shine in his offensive strategy. I think Devin Dampier is just the guy. I think he's got a good chance to continue to show why he's been QB1 and why he deserves to be. Bert Ficklin's great. I think they're going to design plenty of packages. They're going to use him in every opportunity that they get. But young guys like Kane Archer, this kid is a real stud. I'm going to call it here first, so you guys mark my words here. But the two-time Arkansas Gatorade Player of the Year, Kane Archer is a stud quarterback, and he's dual threat. He is an absolute weapon. I think he throws the ball pretty accurately. And Michael Johnson Jr. is he's one of those true athlete guys. So it's great to see some good solid depth at quarterback. It's going to be fun to see how they fit into this new offensive strategy.
Yeah, Kane Archer, man, 12-0 in 6A high school ball.
He's a stud, dude. I've watched so much.
3,200 yards passing, 30 touchdowns, 1,100 yards rushing for this kid. And again,
and don't be surprised if he redshirts.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, because
well, maybe, I don't know. Can you really do that nowadays? That's the other thing. Like in this NIL, is that really as common? We didn't see as much of it from the QBs this year.
It is. I mean, you think Isaac Wilson redshirted last year because
true.
he only had one game, so he took a red shirt.
Yeah, that's true.
That way he could save his eligibility
for Colorado. Yeah.
Exactly. So it's still happening, right? Like they're still redshirting happening.
They're redshirting not for their opportunity within their current club.
They're redshirting to save eligibility.
Yeah,
exactly.
For another payday for the next year. So it's just a little different. But yeah, you're right, man. Devin Dampier, purely number one guy, almost 2,500 passing yards this year.
And he was ridiculous.
24 touchdowns, 835 rushing with 10 rushing touchdowns for a quarterback rating of 84.4, which is really good.
He's the
guy.
Love
to see it. Love to see it.
He's the guy for a reason, man.
So yeah, not too many qualms on the quarterbacks there. Let's go ahead and move on down to what we have in the running back room. So we have the projected depth. Again, this is according to KSL. We have Wayshawn Parker, Steve Chevis Soto, and then we have Daniel Bray as well as LaMarcus Bell. What's your take on that order?
I think the order is correct. You got Wayshawn Parker, who's a clear-cut number one.
Right.
I mean, 1,166 total yards last year, 9 touchdowns. Wayshawn is the first guy you're going to hand the ball off to. That's
right.
That's what he's there for. I see more concern in that 2 and 3 spot. Steve Chavez Soto, he is more of a power running back. He's a very physical guy. Daniel Bray is the faster. I mean, we saw Bray last year multiple times where they handed it to him and it's like he saw a little bit of green room and he was just down the field because he's so fast. And he also catches the ball out of the backfield really well. So LaMarcus Bell, I believe he's a transfer running back. He also brings a ton of speed and he's got a good change of pace. So I think this is going to be whoever wins that second spot that we see get the majority of handoffs when Parker's not there. It's really going to be how do they complement McGiven's offensive scheme. Right? Are we spreading the ball more to the sides? Are we running up the middle? And I think you've got some good tools to do both of those things. So Wayshawn Parker is still number one.
Yeah.
Really cool match at Chavez, Soto, and Bray though.
So would you say Parker is more of a kind of like an athletic running back, or is he going to be more like kind of like a Daniel Bray, or is he more of a brute force? Grab up the middle.
Parker can do both of those. He is a brute force, run it straight between the tackles, and then once he sees the open field, he is very, very fast. So
okay, so I'm glad your answer was the same on that one. I'm like,
yeah.
My first thought would be like, okay, either Soto or Bray is going to be better as a complementary as an opposition to Parker. But I'm like, well, I don't really know which way I pick
Parker does it all, dude. The kid is just an absolute stud.
Okay.
He's running back one for a reason.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's NFL caliber. He's one of those guys you get, and when his college days are done, he's heading to the league.
Yeah. Now we're gonna pivot on over to the wide receiver room on this one here. I'm not gonna go through every single one of them on the depth chart here because we got X and Z and slot. So there's 11 names here.
There's a lot in there.
Yeah. Obviously we're going to start with the ones, right? It's probably what we're going to start with. Right?
Yeah.
So tell me what you think about Braden Pagan over Tobias Mayweather. What do you think there?
I think Brandon Pegan's a great player. He's a transfer from Utah.
I said Pagan, didn't I?
Yeah.
Pegan. Jeez, dear.
He's a great player. He's a transfer from Utah State. So he came down with McGiven. He's going to understand the scheme a little bit better. And I think that helps him just push himself, to the top of the stack. He's a very, very talented wide receiver. When you look at Tobias Merriweather, he had a good season last year, but he did not play a lot. You didn't see Merriweather catching a ton of passes. Larry Simmons kind of snuck into it late, and he kind of showed himself to be really sure-handed, right? Like Simmons caught a lot of balls where you're like, that might not have been as catchable. Like he did a really good job coming down, especially when Ryan Davis.
Mm-hmm.
So when Ryan Davis wasn't on the field, you saw Larry Simmons catching a lot of good passes. So like realistically, this wide receiver room is fantastic. They just need to kind of keep working on building chemistry, understanding where guys are going, and working towards becoming one with Devin Dampier and understanding where he's going and what he's doing.
Okay, tight ends. Projected depth on tight ends is we got Noah, Hunter, Will, and Bear. Right, that's how we have them labeled out here. One of the things this article mentions is the storyline is which tight end earns the most third down targets. I thought that was an interesting question. What are your takeaways on that? What do you think is probably going to be the one that's going to be getting the options on the third?
So I believe Hunter Andrews is going. I don't think he's going to be available like straight out of spring practice. I don't know if he's available till fall next year because I believe he got injured.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to kind of open the door. Noah Benny is a big wide receiving target. I think he's probably got the best chance to really get in and get some of those reps. And if he can get them early, he could kind of solidify his spot to get some of those third down targets where you might only need 3 and you run a little cross route and you get him over the middle, and that's what you needed him for.
Mm-hmm.
So that's who I would say as far as tight end. Noah Benny's probably going to be the guy.
All right, then we got the offensive line, which is always important when it comes to University of Utah. When it comes to the O-line and D-line are probably the most two important positional players outside of quarterback for the Utes, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we've got Obot, Williams, and Pollock on the left tackle. And then on the left guard, we've got
Solatoa
Moe. Alex Harrison, I like him at center. I don't know. Do you think Isaiah is a better fit there? Where do you got, where's your concerns on this one?
So Al Harrison is this is a long-term guy. He's been with the U. I think this might be his senior season.
Mm-hmm.
He's been with the U a long time. It's funny. I remember when he signed to the U and they announced him, I started following him on Instagram and I've kind of watched his career, and he hasn't got a ton of playing time, but he's been like that really reliable guy that you'll see him in when somebody goes down. He's able to move all over, but he's sure-footed. He's a big dude. Really, really solid. I really like him at center because I think he really stabilizes this offensive line that the Utes got to fill a bunch of NFL guys that they just lost, right? I mean, you lost guys to the NFL because you've had such good luck. Kelvin Obot is definitely going to be on that line. Cedric Jefferson, I think, is going to be there. Those guys will cover up the tackles. And then you've got, the interior guys like Solatoa Moe, Keith Olson, who these guys are big, talented guys that have a chance to get in there and get coached by one of the best in Jordan Gross. He's developed Kelvin Obot. He was an NFL, he was an 11-year NBA or NFL player. The offensive line is as big of a question mark as as you'd kind of think they are. Luckily, we've got some really talented guys coming in that can really fill some of these spots. It helps to have Al Harrison stabilizing that center spot. A really talented guy in Kelvin Obot, and you just kind of keep plugging guys in. I think the offensive line will be in good shape, and if this offensive line can get some cohesion and figure out the communication and work protections, you've got a recipe for success when you've got Devin Dampier in the backfield.
Has there been a time where the offensive line and defensive line for the University of Utah has really taken a huge step back over the last, I'd say, 10 years. Like, I don't know if there's been good years, there's been bad years, but I don't remember a year where it's been just god awful.
No, the offensive line's always been good because Jim Harding did a really good job coaching the offensive line for years and years. It's kind of nice to have a veteran quarterback when you're retooling your O-line because, he doesn't make them look nearly as bad.
Right. He's got the ability to move.
Absolutely, and he's not scared to get out of the pocket and go and do the Patrick Mahomes pump fake and then run it for 10, 15 yards. And all right, hey, you missed that one. Let's go again.
Let's get it this time.
Yep,
sure.
Exactly.
We want to know what your thoughts are, folks, in the comments down below. Let us know what your thoughts are in regards to the depth chart there. We'll link to the KSL article in the description. So if you have a chance to look at that and read that over, let us know what your thoughts are. Do you agree with AJ when it comes to that? And pretty solid, right? There's not a whole lot to object to on that one.
No, I think the Utes are going to be I think they're going to be in great shape.